My name is Rick Beese. I'm a lifelong resident of Wausau, Wisconsin. I'm currently a member of the board of the Grand Theater. I was thinking about this last night, and ultimately, with the Grand being 100 years old, I've been present for 2/3 of that, given my age. So my first memory of the Grand is actually probably Bambi when I was 4 or 5 years old, bawling my eyes out when Bambi's mother passed away, and a history of coming to movies, and that's my early memories of the Grand Theater when it was truly a theater. Favorite memories of the Grand so far have been the fact that I was standing in line outside the front for the original Jaws release 50 years ago. We saw Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, and back in those days there were no advance tickets, so you waited in line and you literally waited around the corner for your turn and hoped that there were tickets left by the time you got up front. When The Empire Strikes Back, the second Star Wars movie, came out, we were in line and we didn't get into the first show. So the line was around the corner and we're standing in line when a car goes by with a couple of kids from high school, one guy hanging out the window who yells, "Darth Vader is Luke's father," and he just spoiled the movie for everybody, although me and my buddies looked at each other and go, that can't be true, he's just messing with us. And we went into the movie blind, and sure enough at the end, that's the result, but spoiler alert, nobody believed it at the time. I did a lot of bawling, I think, in this theater. It's between Bambi and I saw Old Yeller here, bawled my eyes out when Old Yeller passed away. Music affects me deeply, so we saw a community theater here, Godspell. They're carrying Jesus up the aisles, bawling my eyes out, and there's a lot of specific memories over the last 60 years. As my wife and I got married and had children, and our daughters participated in the dance for a couple of years, and we came to those shows, and then that continued to evolve through the Arts Block and the true creation of this as a global entertainment center. And one of our first favorite acts were the Nylons, from a cappella group from Canada, and we did not miss a performance over the 4 or 5 performances that they had at the Grand. And that just continues to evolve today with growing interest on the part of my family and our attendance and the variety of shows that the Grand brings in. One of the favorite shows I think that we saw were actually tickets that my wife got from one of her coworkers, and that was, I was a huge Stray Cats fan, and Brian Setzer brought his orchestra in for a Christmas show that we still talk about today. It was just incredible, the entire thing, and that gave us really a full view of the variety of how large a stage show could be for the Grand. The Grand is important to my family, but in the old days, it was financially important to the theater itself and the employees in the theater and the staff at the theater. Once it evolved into the entertainment center that it is now, it's important to the entire community, to the restaurants uptown, to the waiters and the waitresses and the chefs and the servers, and it's key to them being able to sustain themselves as a business. On show nights, the restaurants and the bars uptown are full. Given the reach that the Grand has at this point, with multiple states and even a few families in Canada that come down annually, the hotels are impacted by that too. And it's truly a community resource, and it's truly critical to the community, not just to my family or not just to the city of Wausau. It's been important to myself and our family to be involved in this project because we are lifelong residents of Wausau, and we plan on continuing to be lifelong residents of Wausau. Giving and volunteering have always been a priority with my family, and it started with my parents, and it's passed on to my children now. But this is a way for us to be involved in the community, and this is a vital piece that we think needs to be sustained and needs to be taken care of. I think, like anybody else, I'm excited about new seats. I'm taller than your average bear, so something that gives me a little bit more space, and with the addition of cup holders, which are, I think, excites a lot of the members of the community. That's just one of the key spots. I'm also looking forward to the Great Hall and its evolution. because with the reframing of that and with the sound improvements that are planned for the Great Hall, that's going to allow those regional acts, especially things like comedians and things like that, it will allow the staff here to be able to look at those things and see if we can't add some additional bookings that for groups that may not fill the large theater, but may be appropriate for that medium-sized venue, which is what the vision is for the Grand Hall. I'd like to put a call out to everybody in the community to see what they can do and how they can participate and if they're willing to participate. This community has always had a history of giving and making sure things are taken care of and answering the call when the call goes out. Those large business partners in Wausau and those large donators, those foundations, those folks have answered the call already, and they've done a ton committing to this project. But we're still a little short. So without the greater community's participation, we may not be able to do everything with the theater that we're hoping we can do. And the vision for the entire project is really beautiful, frankly, and it's going to set the Grand Theater up for the next 100 years, which is the goal of this entire matter.